Can you hear me? It might be too loud. Good morning! I just want to scream. Good morning, 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 good morning. So, guys, I need some help. I would like to have some help with the audio. Good morning. I'm struggling, especially now at the beginning. I'm too used to go, but I cannot. Also, to try to not to do that, I have to whisper, because if I try to just speak low, I'm gonna scream by mistake. So, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. Can you help me by telling me how is the audio? Is the rain too loud or not? Yeah. It's okay. The rain is not too loud. Okay. So, as Alex had said, and if you already heard me before saying this is my first time trying to do ASMR. And rain. You cannot hear it? How is it now? Wait, I have to talk so you know. How is it? You just remind me to close something. Wait. Okay. What about now? I don't want it to be too loud, because I'm whispering and I have to read stories. And it's already hard to whisper for me. I know. So I was saying, this is my first time doing an ASMR. I kind of wanted to use a low voice. The thing is that I'm scared that my low voice is too loud. So I think I'm gonna just whisper. So love it. How is it now? Hey Riri. Hello. What's it? So guys, I decided to do an ASMR because, as Alex was saying, I was thinking which one would be the best way to actually steal their teeth if they are never sleeping, because I know that you don't sleep enough. And I was like, maybe I can try to do an ASMR so that you fall asleep, and then when you wake up, I will just be under your bed, ready to pick all of your teeth, and to me it will be a bit easier. So I decided to give it a try. Okay, thank you. Thanks. But it's actually painful. I never whisper. You really know that well. So I'm gonna try my best. I think I cannot read too many stories, but I So let me put this one here. Wait a moment. So I'm sorry if I will be a bit slow, but yeah, as I was saying, it's my first time doing an ASMR. Really not used at all. So it will be a bit random. I hope it will not be too bad. So the first story, I kinda wanted to ask some permission, but then I was like, it's public, and then I was like, but I still want to ask. And since the writer is here, I have the possibility to just be sure that I can read it on stream, because this story is written by our most famous writer in the chat, Isabella. Isabella, am I allowed to read it? Hello. You won the award. Wait, guys, I have to move the mic. Let me mute myself 1 second. Okay, I try to move it closer to me because I'm moving a lot, sorry. So guys, this story is written by Isabella, and I was so happy when I got it. And it's really beautiful. And the first thing that I thought when I wanted to read those horror stories was like, I want to read that one. But then I was like, maybe Isabella will want to, so I was a bit scared. I didn't know if doing it or not. So I'm gonna start from this story, which is called Howling Winds. I'm sorry if I'm gonna pronounce everything bad, and I'm not a good reader. But that's not the point, so I'm gonna try. So, it is a windy night in Brooksville. Streets are filled with rustling leaves. The trees are swaying in the wind. Window shutters are slamming against the buildings. The wind roars as if children are howling in the night. A little girl named Valerie cannot sleep. I'm trying to sleep in my bed. The scary noises outside are keeping me awake. I faintly hear an unnatural sound in the howling winds. Is it winds, right? Or is it wind? I never remember. To me it's winds because windows. But now I think that I'm saying it wrong. Okay, sorry. So, I'm sorry, I already ruined the beautiful story. I'm sorry. I faintly hear an unnatural sound in the howling winds, almost as if hooves are clicking on the cobblestone outside. I squeeze my eyes, shut as hard as I can, and counting sheep trying to be calm and fall asleep. The hooves are getting louder. I turn around and press my head into the pillow to stop the noise. Suddenly, I hear what might be a god screech. I swiftly and wide awake look at my window. Nothing in there to behold. Another gust of wind sweeps past, frightening me. It sounds just like a child screaming. I cover my ears with my hands to try and stop the noise. Slightly shaking, I try to calm myself down by reminding myself that it's just the wind, that nothing scary is actually out there. Out hear a demonic laugh inside my head. The voice then says, "What nice teeth you have." I flattened my ears against my head to try and stop the sound. Suddenly, a wide smile appeared out of the darkness, the fangs making the smile even more vicious. With a bit of purple smoke, more of the mysterious figure appears. She looks akin to a beautiful human woman at first glance, wearing a white bodice comparable to a wedding gown with lilac highlights accentuated with yellow jewelry. Gold horns are protruding from her head, twisting near the top, and denting into sharp points. The eyes are completely yellow with a black horizontal pupil in the middle. Her neck is adorned with a pearl necklace. Oh, but those are not pearls. They are teeth. From behind her back appear two massive bat-like wings spanning almost the entire room. The arms start off human and halfway down the forearm they gradually turn black and take up into completely black hands with massive sharp fingernails. There is a tail swinging around their silhouette. It is a thin white fur tail capped with a feather that gradually ends in a black point. The legs also start off human, but this time the transformation starkly changed into completely white coat fur at the lower thigh. This stays white fur for almost the entire leg, getting slightly dark near the hooves. Yes, hooves. I could hardly believe my eyes. Got hooves the size of human feet with a small indent in the middle, creating two toes. Guys, they are talking about my feet. I sink into my bed as far as I can. She says, "Now it is time to say ah." I shake my head frantically. Suddenly, I hear in my head again. I have never heard anything this loud. Repeating and droning. Ah. To say ah. Ah. My only choice is to open my mouth and say ah. I feel all my teeth starting to shake. I try with all my might and beg, "Please, it hurts." The god demon only laughs when she hears me. There is nothing I can do. My teeth start shaking violently. I start to scream because the pain is too much to bear. Suddenly, a tooth rips itself free from my mouth and flies into her held out hand. I start to sob because the pain is too much. One by one, the other teeth rip themselves free. When all my teeth are in her hand, she says, "And now I have taken all of your teeth. Surprise!" After that, she disappeared in a cloud of purple smoke, leaving me without my teeth and letting my screams be drowned out by the wind. The end. Wow. Amazing. And we all have to compliment Isabel. which I'm still very, very, very honored because no one ever dedicated a story, and it was so, so special for me. Thank you so, so, so much. It was really, 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 really beautiful. Yay! Guys, I didn't know that whispering is so, so, so painful for my throat. Thank you so much to you, Isa. Thank you so much for writing it. Yay! Let me see my water. I'm so sorry I didn't manage to read it as good as I wanted, but I'm very bad at reading things, especially if they are not in my mother language. And yeah, I'm sorry about that. I would not feel that bad for random stories, but for this one, I wanted to do it a bit better. As bad as screaming is, when one has a hearty throat, I think that whispering is good. It's actually worse than talking normally. Yeah, it is, it is. It's super painful. Thank you so, so, so much again, Isa, for this beautiful story. Allora. Now, I have saved the link. I have to open one by one. Now, you know what? I'm gonna open all of them already. I also know that Isabella is not a huge fan of ASMR, so I decided, like, it was actually the third story that I wanted to read to do like a surprise, but then I was like, I want you to be able to leave the stream as soon as you want if you don't feel comfortable. So I was like, maybe it's better if I read at the beginning, so you know that I did it. And I could also ask you if it was okay. Sure, Skrilly. Good night. Thank you for coming to listen to the Isabella story. I'm preparing all the stories. Okay. I think I'm going to start from those ones because they are shorter. I didn't know it was so difficult to do this, so I think that I picked two long stories actually. So wait, sorry, can I check something? I just said now I'm not sure anymore that I'm the right category. Yeah, I think that I am. I'm not sure. So no worries, Isa, thanks to you. A father went to say goodnight to his 7 years old son, very well knowing that if he didn't, his son would have trouble sleeping. It was a nightly routine between them. He entered the dimly lit room where his son waited under his blanket. With the first glance, the father could tell there was something unusual about his son tonight, but couldn't put his finger on it. It looked the same, but had a grin that drew from ear to ear. "You okay, Patty?" the father asked. The son nodded, still with the grin, before saying, "Daddy, check the monster under my bed." The father chuckled a bit before getting on his knees to check only to satisfy his son. There, under the bed, pale and afraid, was his son. His real son. He whispered, "Daddy, there is someone on my bed." I've read this story, I don't know, maybe 1 year ago, and I thought it was so cool. It's a shorty, but it's really good. Yeah, right. I think maybe it was going around for a bit of time, and I thought it was really nice. By the way, you have to consider that all of the stories are obviously talking about me. I was the one in the bed, shape-shifting. And we have another very, very, very short one. Well, if the father was checking better, the son didn't have his teeth anymore, the one under the bed. So I was just doing my job, guys. This story is called A Mother's Call. Also, I'm sorry, I don't have the name of the people that wrote those. I think for some other ones I have it though. So, A Mother's Call. A daughter was in her room upstairs doing her homework when suddenly she heard her mother call to come down for dinner. She jumped onto her feet and began making her way toward the stairs. But before even took a step, Haynes grabbed her and pulled her into the laundry room beside the staircase. She panicked before realizing it was her mother, a real mother. Eyes watery and bloodshot. "Don't go down there, honey. I heard it too." That was very similar to the one that I've just read before, but I thought they both were really nice. Yeah, just normal tooth fairy. In the situation, the daughter wasn't sleeping, so I had to find an excuse. But yeah, I'm used to just arrive when you're sleeping, guys, but in some situation, this girl was never falling asleep, so yeah, every pretty one. Okay, I'm going to sip a lot because I don't want to die tomorrow. In the meanwhile, I check which one is not too long because, as I told you, I didn't expect it to be that painful. Oh, here I think I have a few other shorty. Yeah, oh, not just one, okay. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, I found it. Well, I don't remember this one. I hope it's good. This story your story was actually very long. Yeah. Which I'm very happy about. Indulge as he indulges in drinking ASMR too. It's yeah, why not? And then also to wash your teeth so that they are already ready for me, maybe. Just, maybe just to indulge you doing something more. Yeah, that's right. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to move without doing too many bad noises. Okay, so the story is called The Light. We make fun of little kids for one thing, leaving lights on everywhere. They turn lights on in every room as if it's some sort of security blanket. And if you ever force them to turn them off, they cry and scream, and eventually you give in. What is you give in? It's like you allow them to leave them like that, right? I'm not sure. The only time they turn them off is with their parents. They feel safe, so very safe. I am the monster that lives in your closet. I'm friends with the one under your bed and the one in the shadows. When you see us, you flee to your mommy and daddy. But we are not here to hurt you. We are here to protect you. If you think we are scary, just wait till you see their true form. They masquerade as one of you, and you can never tell. You humans must be blind. Your true monsters sleep just down the hall. They pretend to love you, but it won't last. They try to convince us to let them in, but don't worry, we really love you and we will protect you. So, when you see a shadow fleet or a figure in the closet, remember, we scary monster protect you from the humans once. So you're safe with us. For now. Oh, you are. You are in a secret sleepover. I wonder if, oh, yeah, there were another story about the light, and it was like, but it's not the one that I saved. But no, it's not. But I'm gonna read it anyway. It's super, super short. And this one is called Closet Light, written by Evan the Nerd 83. When I was a little girl, I used to read at night. I always kept my closet light on. It flowed from underneath the door and dissolved the illusion of darkness with white brilliance. Warm, inviting. I felt so comfortable that I will forget to turn it off afterwards. But one night, it turned itself off. That was not that scary, but it was a shorty. It was cute anyway. Hi, folks. Hello. Let's see. Which one did I save? Okay, those ones that I'm gonna read now are a bit bad because there is like 2,000 advertisement and they are insert in the middle of the story. scream if you want. Just not too loud because I can hear you. Let me see my water. Let me see. You will scream even if you don't want. That's how threatening maybe. Okay, the next story that I'm going to read is from the creepypasta.com. So if you ever want to check them out or something, you know where you can find them. And this one is written by Luna, and it's called Sleep Paralysis. I haven't read that, but it was in theme with me, and since lately I'm having a lot, I thought I saw some very good comments about people saying that the sleep paralysis are described amazingly, so I thought, hey, I could read it a bit randomly, but it's okay. Since I'm your sleep paralysis, Tooth Fairy. I know you were thinking about Timon, but absolutely not. So, I will take some breaks, guys, because I don't want to die. Wait, I also have a tea. I want to sip that one now. How long? Oh, I did 30 minutes, okay. I was like, I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, in my dreams. But is it going okay in ASMR terms? Am I doing too loud noises or is it okay? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to start. I've struggled with very lucid nightmares since I was very young. Even in my crib, I had nightmares that I remember to this day. I used to sleep with a nightlight and my door was left wide open at all times. I felt as if I was more in control if I could see what was outside of my room. I felt more prepared that way. Then I experienced sleep paralysis. Since then, I found myself inclined to lock my door before I sleep. Well, sorry, that's my comment. Actually, as soon as I started to read it, I was like, I don't like my door to be open if I have sleep paralysis. But I'm stupid because I didn't get that she had them later. I mean, I keep my door open because of my cat. But when I was living with my parents, I was closing it with my cat inside with me, and they were opening it for me during the morning when my cat wanted to, he was done with sleeping time. Sorry, am I ruining the story if I add my comments? I don't know. I'm sorry. I just have to play it all the time. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let's get back to the story. If you have never heard of something called sleep paralysis, consider yourself lucky. Very lucky. When we fall asleep, we enter what is called REM sleep. During this phase, the physical body is held in place to keep us from sleepwalking or flailing about during a dream. I don't know what does it mean. Sleep paralysis occurs when REM sleep is interrupted. You are left in a half-conscious state, you fight to keep them open. You are left scared and confused. Then you realize that you can't move. Paralysis. It is as if a wrecking ball is holding your entire body down against your mattress. The more you try to move and break free, the more terrifying it becomes. The sounds start to kick in, scrapping, dripping, breathing, groaning. It is impossible to tell where the sounds are coming from because they surround you. You keep fighting, and they keep getting louder, closer. You finally gain more control over your vision. You can see a bit more now. You feel a relief. But only for a brief moment. Suddenly, you wish you could go completely blind as you see a dark entity standing at your doorway, bent over as if its spine has been snapped in 4 different directions. It's a natural shape and high, somehow managing to squeeze itself into your room. It gently caresses the wall as if to show that the only thing it intends on hurting is you. Its grossly long, sharp fingertips extend to puncture the wallpaper like the tip of an eyeball, injecting the walls with black. Your heartbeat is like a drum in both ears. You can hear your own blood sloshing, adrenaline shooting up your spine. Every inch of your body tingles and screams at you to fight or flee, but you're chained down by the presence of this horrifying entity. Okay, I have a problem with this website. Wait, I'm becoming blind. Advertisement. It stands and stares, breathing hoarsely, as if its lungs have been punctured 1,000 times. Its skin, if you can't even call it dead, a dead grey, ripped and sagging as if gravity had overpowered its body. Its eyes, 2 black holes, devoid of life or soul. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Its mouth, no bottom jaw, just a limp top line of sharp teeth dripping with blood and mucus, leading down to its exposed neck. You can see its tendons and dorsal muscles struggling to keep the creature upright. The room smell of what I can only describe as a bloody, sweaty rag left to rot in the sun. The stench is nauseating, but you fight to keep it down. You will choke and drown in your own vomit if you let your stomach get the best of you. You try to look around, look at anything but the creature, but the rest of your room is pitch black. You feel as if thing has punctured your eyes with needles and string, pulling at them and forcing you to watch as it inches closer, staining your carpet with bloody, inhuman footprints. It makes its way onto your bed, crawling and twitching like a wounded scorpion. Its neck cracks and its fingers unhinge to stroke your cheek. You feel ice cold breath against your face. Your heart is beating out of your chest and into your esophagus. It tries to stuff its fingers into your mouth, scraping at the side of your tongue and then back of your throat. You struggle to breathe as you wriggle your fingers and toes fighting to break the paralysis. It all goes black. It is silent. A few minutes pass. Your vision returns to you. You are free to move again. You are awake. You are in your room again, safe and sound. No creature, no horrid scent, no cold breath, no demonic fingers scrapping inside of your mouth. It was all in your head. You take a sip of water, and a deep breath before laying down and attempting to sleep once more. Your heartbeat slows and your muscle loosen. You're finally calm again. You take one final glance at your doorway to reassure yourself that no matter how real it felt, it was all just a nightmare. But what is this taste of blood on your tongue? Ba 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 ba. Oh my god, let me close one moment the website because I'm getting blind. Steamy. When the finger went into the mouth, right? And also the broken spine and the demonic finger, yeah. I get it, I get it. The smell of blood, it's what can turn me on the most. Well, oops, that was a bit naughty, sorry. Yeah, it was nice. And it was actually really good to explain the sorry. To explain sleep paralysis. Luckily I don't experience that much. How do I say it? Wait. So that much bad ones. I don't know how to say it. Sorry. They are not that bad, mine. And also I feel like I'm so used to have bad stuff while sleeping that if you're not used to sleep paralysis, you might keep your eyes open and look at the problem. Luckily, I have a kind of good self-control, and usually if I see something like that, I'm gonna just close my eyes and wait till I feel that I can move or I fall asleep again, because I do realize that they are sleep paralysis. The thing is, I feel like if I was seeing people into the room, luckily it never happened to me, but I experience all of the, here they describe they're basically like hallucination, and there is like the visual one, hearing things, and if the tactile one, and the smell. And I think the smell I don't even remember. I don't know, so you can't really tell if it's fake or not. And I experience all of the other ones for sure. And to me, tactile and sound are the worst one, are the most scary one. But when I see things, it's not that bad. I mean, it is bad, but luckily I didn't see anything too bad. And all of the time I recognize, I mean, sometimes they were pretty bad, but when I see really bad stuff, I'm gonna close my eyes and just like, you're just dreaming. Because well, maybe you don't notice a lot in the chat already, no? No, not the fingers into my mouth. I suffer a lot of nightmares. I have like a lot. And now, since I'm very used to have a lot, the nightmare has to be very scary to, I'm gonna say, like, destabilize me. It happened to me last time, like 3 days ago, I think. So it really happened a lot. But they really have like a nightmare that would destabilize me because of the scariness. It's maybe if I dream about having someone in my house, and maybe nothing too crazy. Like if I dream about having a monster into my house, it's okay. But if I dream about having someone in my house, like then maybe I just heard that there is someone, and then I wake up and I'm thinking like, is there actually someone here or not? And then I get really scared because I'm like, maybe I heard it for real and I just thought that I was dreaming. So when this happened, it's really bad for me. But luckily, my cat is a scaredy cat, and he sleeps on my legs. So when I wake up and I'm scared, and I see that my cat is on my legs, I know that there is anybody in my house. Otherwise, he would have just like run to hide himself under the bed. So when my cat is not there, I will panic too. But that's just nightmare. The sleep paralysis are different. And I do remember that one time I felt a hand on my shoulder turning me all of a sudden saying bye. I mean, not bye, but you got it. And I literally turned like if someone turned me, and there were anybody. That was, I think, the worst one that I ever had. It was many years ago though. And sometimes I have them, and I also, I'm kind of awake, and I don't really suffer the paralysis part because I'm so tired that I wouldn't move anyway. So to me that's not the worst. And also because if I'm scared, I do paralyze anyway, so it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but you got it. And one time I heard someone calling me from another room, and I saw a figure of a knight. And I heard the guy saying like, do you need help? And I said, no thank you. And by saying it, I completely woke up and I was like, oh my god, I sound so stupid. That was funny. I mean, how funny. It was not scary though. Probably when you reply and you accept that you see a knight asking you if you need help, and you reply, probably it's the sleeping part. It's a bit more active compared to some other times, so you kind of accept the unrealistic thing like if it was normal. Yeah, I mean, sleep paralysis won't watch by onto it. I'm watching myself. Sleep paralysis doesn't really scare me because, guys, like that's if there is like a biologist that work with spiders all the time, it wouldn't be scared of spiders. And by being a sleep paralysis creator myself, when I have mine, I'm just like, yeah, good job, you tried. Like my sleep paralysis creators that try to get me are so weak. Losers. They never really do a good job. I think they are scared of me and they just go with a little try and they just go like, bye. And they go like, what the hell do you want? And they just go like, sorry, good night. And they are sorry. Sometimes they also drop their teeth just because they are scared that I will visit back. So it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah. Now I said that, and I'm sure that tonight I will have like the worst one ever. Tonight again, I woke up and I opened my eyes and I started to see things, and I went like, no thank you. And I closed my eyes and I just waited. I wait, or I fall asleep again, or I just wait recognize them faster. The problem is I'm very lucky because mine visual hallucinations are usually not very close to me. So, what's the sound? So, if I see, like, you know that I told you that sometimes I see very, very, very big spiders. And, like, if I see a very big spider, but it's on the wall, it's one thing. If it's on the bed and it's walking in my direction, I will probably panic because maybe I know that it's fake, but I'm not sure. So, yeah. I'm very lucky as a person that suffers of them. Let's say, like that. Maybe. Okay. That was a cute story, by the way. I'm gonna check if I can change the page to look like in another color. I'm not seeing the option. I feel like there will be an option, come on. I can just copy and paste it on another page, maybe. And no, because there is all those stupid advertisement. Oh, they don't allow you. Mini. Crazy. Why did it like that? Yeah. Unfortunate. It's okay. I'm gonna sip my tea and then I'm gonna read you another one. Okay. You know what's funny? I can see that the mic is picking a lot of sounds, but the secret is that I didn't change at all the setting at the end. So it's like that in every single of my streams. I think you can just hear it because of there is no other sounds. So I'm gonna try to move without doing too much mess, too much noises. Okay. So this story, I haven't read it, so I hope it's good. But the rating is like 8 out of 10. So I picked it because of the title, which is Missing Teeth, and it's written by they don't say it, I think. Wait, let me check the end. Oh, I'm gonna be that guy. Credit to I'm gonna be that guy is the nickname. I've just read a comment saying it's not that creepy. I don't care. A pie survivor. Yeah. Okay. When I woke up in the morning, I knew something was off. It wasn't until after my morning shower and shave that I figured it out. Not until my toothbrush slipped into a new gap in my smile. I froze, bristles breaching the gap. As I tried to understand what happened, slowly I removed the toothbrush from my mouth and stared in the mirror as I pulled my lips back, part smile, mostly grimace. There it was, under my whitewashed paste smeared lips and set in the satsy white teeth was a little black window, upper set, one of the front ones. I'm not particularly vain person, but it was upsetting. Missing teeth were for yokels, the homeless, people who got into fist fights over sports. I wear a suit, I go to meetings, I have a secretary. Now, here I was, looking like I was dirt. Bro. What made this deterioration worse was that just a few weeks ago I had noticed my hair was thinning. Now this, my anxiety flared and my mind exploded with reason why my tooth could have fallen out. Was it because I only brush my teeth once a day on the weekend? Wait, what? Sorry. What is because I only brush my teeth once a day on the weekends? Oh my god, I thought just during the weekend, but I think the guy mean all the other days. He was them more, and on the weekend just once, right? Or was it something with my gums? I went through the day with my upper lip curled over my teeth and my mind filled with every possible reason why my tooth was gone. My secretary scheduled a dentist appointment for me later in the week. I didn't tell her why. Oh, yeah, I was just wondering. I picked a video that had also some thunder, but we still haven't heard them. But I just heard that the video is cut in different pieces. You might get them later, maybe. Or just another time, I guess. What if I try to skip a bit? There's written occasional distant thunder, and I know that I heard it one time. Whatever, sorry for the break. So, my secretary scheduled a dentist appointment for me later in the week. I didn't tell her why. The next morning, I was missing another one. Bottom towards the back. No blood, no pain. There was a hole. I could keep my tongue out of it, but that was it. Physically, at least. On the inside, I felt a constant claustrophobic panic. At home, every couple of minutes, I would tear off my sheets or get down on all fours, spreading out like a stretching dog, fingers splayed, praying that some part of me will touch. These lost teeth, they had to be somewhere. Maybe the dentist could put them back in. Ew. On the third day, my front 3 teeth, on the top and bottom with gone. I almost cried. I was single, and all I could think about was how no woman would want someone with such a fucked up mouth. Every few minutes, I reached into my mouth to push and pull on my teeth to see if they were loose. That is until I began to the worry that I was making them loose with all the tugging. I didn't go to work. I just called my dentist a half dozen times, trying to get him to see me as soon as possible. Nice, Isa. Lucky you. Lucky you. The anxiety burned me out, so after I carefully brushed my teeth, I went to bed early. I don't know when I woke up, but when I did, I saw him. I don't know why I didn't scream or jump back against the headboard. Somehow, I just stayed still and watched him through slivers of open eyes. In the dark, of his hunched back. His face was pale and waxy. His thin, round glasses caught a little bit of street light that came through my window. When he put his hand in my mouth, I tasted leather. Short, fat fingers pinched one of my teeth. I felt a quick, sharp slice, I don't know, into my gum, and then just a gap where my tooth was. I have to sneeze. It took 4 more, then crept out of my room. I feel like I have to laugh just because I know that I have to sneeze. My God, I'm so bad. I'm so stupid. Sorry. The floorboards didn't squeak, and my door hinge didn't whine as it closed it. I didn't even hear the front door open and close. All I heard was a car starting moving out of my driveway. Guys, but what if I sneeze all of a sudden? I don't want to. Wait. I'm crying. What if I sneeze all of a sudden? What should I do? I feel like I have to, all of a sudden, sneeze. I cannot control myself. Oh my God. I'm gonna leave my mouse on the mute button to stay safe. But how I sneeze, I do a lot of very bad noise. By the way, this guy here with the fat fingers, I know him. He was trying to copy my job. Well, just be aware that that guy is not around anymore. So don't worry, guys. Yeah. I fixed that, by the way. Do not worry. It's okay. The guy of the story. I didn't go anywhere the next day. Why? Oh my God. I'm so scared to sneeze all of a sudden. I am crying. I'm sorry, guys. Stop. Bye. Oh my God. If you sneeze, you sneeze. You don't have to. Shh. Because the problem is that I am imagining the sound of the sneeze. Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna mute myself because I have to cough. Okay, sorry. So, I didn't go anywhere the next day. My dentist office called, but I didn't answer my phone or listen to their voicemail. I didn't move out of my bed. The hunger didn't bother me. I had fewer teeth than a jack-o'-lantern, and I couldn't imagine trying to chew with my asymmetrical mouth. My mouth was dry, but when I thought about water, I thought about flus and mud slides washing away heels and houses and gums and teeth sliding down the back of my throat on a wave. I couldn't call the police. A man is stealing my teeth at night. Might as well be the password for a mental asylum. Instead, I tried to fight sleep. Every light was turned on, every TV on its loudest setting, my stereo cranked to its limit. When I woke up, it was in the silent dark, and it was there. It took 3 more that night. When it left, I followed. Where I walked, floorboards squeaked and hinges whined, but it didn't look back. I saw his car, some old steel boat with fins and white walls. After he pulled out, I ran to my car and went after him. He had to know I was behind him. He had to know I was behind him. Okay. I kept my distance because that's what spies and detectives do in movies. But at this time of night, we were the only 2 cars on the road. And I realized he's seen my car before. Yeah, right. I told you, just a copycat. We headed for the boondocks, rural roads I've never been on. They were dark and narrow, turning back and forth, rising up into fog, then dipping down again. Trees flanked us, no moon or stars, just headlights that shined on the reflective markers on the guardrail. I didn't know what time we started, but it felt like we had been driving for hours. Maybe he was trying to roast me, but I hadn't seen any other roads. Finally, after a long, curving ride up and then down a mountain, I started to see familiar roads. This guy was fucking with me. All we did was go in a big circle. These were the streets that took us out in the backwoods, the exact streets. We were going back to my house, but it wasn't my house. It looked like my house, but at my house the mailbox is to the right of the driveway. Here is to the left, and in the yard was the bird tree I had cut down 2 years ago. He parked his car and walked inside. I followed right behind. I knew where he was going and how to get there. The layout was the same as my house, only the furniture was in different places. I walked back to my bedroom and pushed the door open with my fingertips. He had turned on a small lamp on the nightstand. Mine had 3 drawers. His had 2, and he was already at work. In my bed, under the covers, was a lump of flesh. Someone, maybe the man, had sculpted crude arms and a neck and a soft, dented jawline. On the top of its head was an uneven, sparse tuft of hair, brown, same shade as mine. 2 small holes for a nose, angular divots where the eyes should be. The sheets rose and fell with shallow breath. I watched him open up the lamp's lipless, ovoid mouth, and with craftster's precision carefully set my teeth into its gums. After they were in, he grabbed them, wiggled them, tugged on them. They wouldn't budge. Slowly, he turned from his work and looked at me. His face was yellow in the dim lamplight. The eyes behind the glasses were little more than pinpricks of pupil. Over his shoulder, the lamp steered. It struggled to breathe. Each exhale was muffled internal scream. It tried to rise, tried to push itself up with boneless, flipper-like hands, but they just meshed useless against the mattress. The groaning breast became more frustrated and angry as it struggled to prop itself up. When the lamp finally shimmed itself against the headboard, it joined the man in staring at me, and I stared back. First, into its empty socket the same tool, slimy pink as a newborn baby. The room was getting smaller. The bulb in the bedside lamp explodes, and the only light comes from the man's tiny eyes. Thin balls of blazing yellow that cut right through the pitch dark of the room, illuminating a little island of his sleek flesh. The pupils spread, the light widened, revealing more and more of his face. His mouth was opened, wide, unhinged. All I could see was teeth, sloppily spiraling around the inside of his mouth until they disappeared into the dark of his throat. All I heard was the struggling breath of the lamp, now loud as a thunder, but still maintaining the muffled quality. My eyes traced the spiral of teeth, straining to follow them into the cavernous black esophagus. I fell and rode the spiral down. I woke up in my house, my real house. It was a few more nights before all my teeth were gone. Then I started to lose my fingernails and toenails. Last night he took my lips. Now there is just gaping black hole in my face. I don't know what he will take next, but I saw myself half form in that bed. I know there is a lot of work to be done. And this was the end of the story. That was cool. That was cool. Yeah. He was just building another guy by using that guy. But the guy was the same. Yeah. It was cute. Pretty long. But yeah, this is very long. I'm not gonna read this one. No. Rebuilding the guy like this. Yeah, maybe, maybe it was just not something that he had to do very fast. Like, maybe he was just doing a hobby and he wanted to take his time to do it. Like me in Minecraft, that I don't like to use creative mode and I like to do everything slowly by myself. Maybe the guy was just, building his human and he didn't mind on being slow and taking the time. He just wanted to enjoy his time while doing it. Maybe. Break by break, yeah. He didn't want to rush it. He wanted to enjoy every little moment. Right? I'm gonna close one moment the page so that I can recover a bit because my eyes are literally dying. And I'm gonna sip my water. Water. By the way, it was okay, the story. I think maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to write stories. Maybe I would like him to be more scared and not completely chill. Just to have the story a bit more scary, maybe. He was just like following, checking, and be alright. Use me. But I mean, if you liked it, I Give me 1 second. Thank you, Pineapple. Sleep well. Thank you so much for staying till now. Good night. Good night. I think I still have 2 stories, but both of them are quite long. One is it's not very long, but if I have to read it, it is. I think I'm gonna read just one of the 2. I don't know which one to pick though. The very long or the less long. I think I will pick the shorter one, which is still pretty long though. Sorry, I'm just checking something very quickly. I was okay. Okay. Sorry. So that goes the rest up in my voice. 3-1-0-2R. It's okay though. Here I take some little breaks and they really help. So, this story is called From the Mouth. From the Mouth. I don't know how to say that. Mouth, plural. Mouths of lambs. It's you guys. And the story is as the previous one on creepypasta.com, and it's written by, I don't have a name. Oh, credit, Luella. Do a sorry horror writing in the stream and you can judge them. You mean that you can write, asking you to write some horror stories and do a small competition? That's what you mean? Yeah, I think it would be really nice, but I feel like there is not that much people writing stories. I would be the only concern that I will have is having like 2 people joining it. Yeah, that's my concern. I actually wanted to do like a art, I don't know if call it competition with a prize, but then I was like, what if they turn this into, it's not a big deal obviously, but usually you try to give people a proper competition. No, you cannot. You can do whatever you want, but unfair. You can just because I wouldn't know. Yeah, Isabella can do stories and sell them to you guys, but be sure to keep the better one, the best one. So you will win. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start because it's pretty long, and I'm gonna. Oh, but it's not long. It's shorter than the previous one. What? Whatever. I thought it was long because the estimated time was longer. is not a lot of breaks. Yeah. I will do it. I will do them by myself. Är du kranket? Not in English. Yay, I feel you. I mean, I couldn't do it even in my mother language though. I actually was pretty good at writing at school, but I feel like right now it's not my passion. I learned that this is the first one is Victor, right? Crockett. So, from the mouth of lambs, it had been an unseasonably mild November day, and my lounge was flooded with the kind of beautiful caramel light that only seems particular to bright autumn days. My fiancé, a sports coach at the local secondary school, had left that morning for a tour with his rugby team. Sorry. Are you sure you will be alright without me? John had asked before he left, cupping my face between his large hands, closed from too much hockey. Actually, I can't wait to have my break from you. I laughed, tucking away from his reactionary tickle and chiefing him out the back door, where he stood to wave goodbye. This is difficult. Is it? Wait, because you checked it. Okay, you little doggy. I don't know what's that. Evil chuckled as he climbed into his car. But remember, no playing with matches, no running with scissors. How about talking to strangers? Avil called as he pulled away, waving a huge hand out of the window. So now I sat down to begin the long but not entirely unpleasant job of filling in Christmas reports for the children at the nursery school where I worked. I loved my job and was good at it despite the endless paperwork and gradually diminishing pay. I also honestly love to spend time alone. I will pour myself a large glass of wine and set a Nina Simone vinyl, playing on my beloved record player, feeling surprisingly content despite the long night of work I had. Jamie is a very polite, well-behaved boy who has begun to show a real interest in drawing. Sonika has become a lot more confident and is now very sociable with the other children. Layla has been working very hard on her numbers and is always the first to tidy up after herself. My God, my throat, wait. The children under my care, all aged from 2 to 5, were generally delightful. They were at that inquisitive stage of life that informs so much of their character, when the seeds of food they will later become were sown. I fill in the reports at an impressive rate, stopping only to replenish my glass and change vinyl, reveling in the freedom of being home alone. I worked on uninterrupted until there was a knock at the door, which jolted me out of my reverie. Standing up, I glanced at the clock and saw that I had been absorbed in my work for several hours. The music had stopped playing without me realizing, and the sky visible through the large windows was now a luscious midnight blue. There were a second knock, this time from the back door. I was somewhat startled. I hadn't everyone walked down the path by the house, which led to the garden, but also relieved. Only our friends and family knew that the front door was in fact always locked and bolted, as it led directly into John's office. This meant that any knocks from the back door were almost certainly someone we knew and wanted to see. I swiftly passed from the lounge into the kitchen and opened the yellow lock on the back door, puzzled by this decidedly short shadow in the frosted glass. I swung the door open and did a double take. Standing on the back patio, looking down at the floor, was the sandy head of a young boy. Oh, I heard myself say in surprise before a confident voice interrupted. Good evening, I'm so sorry to disturb you. Can I come inside? I was immediately struck by the intelligent little voice with which the boy spoke. Still slightly dazed by the sudden interruption, I tried to take in who I was looking at. The boy seemed to be around 12 years old, with blondish hair and freckled skin. It struck me that his clothes seemed more suited to a younger boy. He wore heel-length shorts, a dark blue jumper with a sailboat motif, and shiny buckle-up shoes. I've seen it before, children being dressed by a parent who weren't quite ready to accept their child's aging, instead trying to contain them in a time warp, perpetually 6 years old. However, the children usually complied with this, either retaining the painful shyness of their early years, or constantly teetering at the edge of a tantrum. However, this child was precocious, a confident, calm boy who seemed unperturbed by the dark closing in around him and perfectly content to knock on the door of a stranger unannounced. Nonetheless, he kept his chin tucked into his chest, apparently examining his shoes in a rictus of timidity. Pardon, I stammered, still taken aback by the situation. Good evening, I'm sorry to disturb you. Can I come inside? The boy repeated, even reproducing the inflection of his first statement. Crouching down, I tried to peer into his face. His eyes were tightly clenched shut. Are you alone? Are you alone out here? I asked gently. Have you lost your parents? I couldn't explain the acid-like sense of nerves that was beginning to rise in my stomach. There was something about this boy that was making my fingers tingle, as though he had some terrible deformity, but he looked perfectly normal. I jolted up to the strange circumstances of a knock late at night and began to look around for another sign of life. My back garden ran straight into a field, and the nearest neighbor was almost a mile away. Can I come inside? The boy insisted. I was now beginning to feel irritated, and straightened up, folding my arms. I gave myself a small shake and forced myself into work mode. Why do you want to come inside, hey? Where are your parents? I asked firmly, despite the jittering in my chest. I'm happy to help, but I need you to explain what's happened. There was a pause, and I got the distinct impression the boy was deciding what to say next. It was similar to when I found kids stealing biscuits from the nursery kitchen. I could practically see the cogs turning to generate an excuse. His shoulders rose and fell with his quick breath, and his fist clenched in anticipation. Do You promise you won't be angry? The boy said in an expressionless voice. It was almost as if he was reading the phrase aloud for the first time, and he asked flatly, awkwardly. The roiling in my stomach was now decidedly fear. I'm sure there is nothing to be angry about, okay? I said, crouching again and trying to look into the little boy's face. His eyes still tightly clenched. Just tell me why you're wondering about here and we'll sort it out. My imagination was beginning to run wild with the shadows. I began to imagine this was simply a decoy, that he was part of a gang waiting just beyond my line of vision to run into the house. Or maybe he himself was a thief, carefully disguising himself as a child. I was beginning to panic when the boy suddenly seized my hand. His fingers were cold and dry, surprisingly strong. Slowly, as he was balancing something on his head, he began to raise his face to mine and open his eyes. I understood why he would kept his eyes shut. I found myself looking into two onyx pits, shining oil black eyes without pupil, iris, or whites. I could see my own shocked face reflected twice back at me. I gasped, recoiled, and the boy's lip curled in angry response. You said you wouldn't get angry, he hissed, his childlike face warped with rage. I felt myself flush red with shame and immediately regretted my reaction. What if it was some kind of birth defect or disability? I thought of the children at work and tried to backtrack. No, I'm not angry at all, I cried, waving my hands. I thought fanning a fire in what I must have felt was a pacifying fashion. Listen, why don't you pop inside and we will try to call your parents, I said pleadingly. I immediately wished I had not. Just as quickly as the anger had come, it was gone. The boy widened his slow-colored eyes, stretching his mouth into a smile that seemed to fill the bottom half of his face with teeth. Now it truly did look disfigured, as though his mouth has been slashed into an impossibly wide grimace. You need to say it properly, he said. What do you mean? I asked shakily. I was beginning to understand what felt so wrong about the boy. The year before, my grandmother had died from cancer, and I had sat by her bed in hospital for the last few days of her life, holding her hand. I love my grandma dearly, but there had been something wrong during those last few days. Something sickening. It was as though their dying body had changed the very essence of her. As if she had one foot in each ward. Now, just like then, I had that feeling. My whole body was reeling away from an unmistakable presence. Death. What happened to you? I breathed, my own words surprising me. Ask me inside. I will tell you. No, ask me inside, he whispered insistently, now calm and compelling. You already knew it will convince me. His huge black eyes were now moist, filled with anticipation. He seemed almost to drool. I blinked, took a sharp breath. My My body was moving without my will. I was stepping back from the door, spreading my arms wide, never once looking away from his eyes. "Come inside," I said. "I'm home," John cried, as he shunted the back door open with a shoulder. Having his back inside, he listened for a response from Mia. He was met with silence. "Mia, hello," he called again, shutting the door behind him and walking into the kitchen exhaust. A bottle of white wine stood on the counter, open and warm. John chuckled and scooped up from the side. "Seriously," he shouted, still laughing to himself. "It's not even 10 a.m. Was it that hard to spend a week without me?" Silence. Then, from behind the door to the hallway, a thud. A thud. I don't know what's that. "Mia," John called, moving towards the hall. "Don't even try to scare me. I will dig you until you..." The door swung open. John staggered back, gagging. The carpet in the hall was completely saturated. No longer beige, it was impossibly crimson, soaked with blood. Surely more blood than one body could possibly hold. The air was thick with it. The walls splashed as though something had been thrown in it. The week that had passed since its first spill had let it warm. Around the radiator, it was beginning to dry and flake. By the door, a large pile of mail was soaked. John was frozen, almost hypnotized. It was then that he noticed a heap at the bottom of the stairs, like a pile of discarded clothes. It too was covered in blood, but John distinctly recognized Mia's crew cardigan. His body seemed to understand before his mind did. With an involuntary whimper, he realized something within the pile was moving jerkily, savagely. He had only a moment in which to wonder, horrified, what it was, when a emaciated hand dropped onto sodden carpet, knocked aside. As the small blonde figure arose from the other side of the heap, with something wet and purplish in its mouth, John could only wonder dimly, deliriously, which piece of his fiancée was the last thing he would see. Da 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 da. And the end of the story. Very cute, very cute. Yeah, I like it. That was a cute one. I'm very weak when there is things with the big brain. You know, like that evil smile, black eyes, and they just go like, "Can I come inside?" Wow, so cool. I really liked it. Doing a spoken. Yeah. A random pop of sound. Oh, that's what I imagined because I was like, dude, you know, they use that sound sometimes in manga, I think. Like, dot. But I wasn't sure. Thank you for that. Yeah, it was really nice. My favorite one was the one that I've read at the beginning, brought from someone called Isabella. But yeah, it was really nice also, this one. Hi, Alex. that mean? I'm not Pia, I'm bi. I know we look the same, but I'm bi. Thought? No. I don't know how to say that. I don't know. By the way, I just realized that reading stories in whispering, it's really hard. Not only because it's painful, but because it's really hard to give it a tone, you know. Like when you go like, and then ba 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 ba. By whispering, it's very difficult to do that. So I'm sorry if it was a bit of monotone. Maybe I will learn to do it better. But it was actually a bit hard to do that. When I read stuff, I'm used to use a lot of my voice to do and then. But by whispering it's so complicated. Sure, I'm most skilled of the bunch, although others did great job also. Yeah, they were all good. I like them all. I wanted to read short ones, but at the same time, I love to read a lot. So to me they were too short. But just because I like to read, you know, I like when they give me more and more and more. But they were really nice. They gave different characters, different tones. Yeah, I tried a bit more. I noticed that I was struggling with that. So with the last one, I tried to do it a tiny bit more. But it's not really easy. The next time I would try to do better. But yeah. Skill to kill monsters. Yeah, the easiest part for me is when there is something talking like a monster. Because I just go, you know, I try my best. Let me in. Yay. Yay. Yep. So guys, I think that's not fair with the let me in. I will let you in. Yeah. That's like, you cannot choose. You have no choice. I'm choosing for you. My question is like, let me in. It sounds like a question, but it's not. Or dark picture games. What's that? You mean stuff like Toki Toki? Or not really? The thing is that I'm not good at doing like voices. I mean, I feel like if I don't try, I'm good. But when I try, I'm bad. When I was more around people, actually still now, sometimes I do like, and then they said blah 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 with some voices, you know, and people always go, "Oh, you're so good at doing voices," but when I try to do them, I do really bad. It just, I don't know why. It just came out very natural. But if I go like, okay, I'm gonna read you something, and so I go like, let me do some voices, I'm not able anymore. I'm just able when I'm telling a story, and I'm just like, and then blah, 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 you know, all the excitement. But other than that, I'm not able to. Oh, until dawn, like, that was so nice. Yeah, Brazil long from letting in. Yeah, true. D&D writing experience, that's cool. fun to do this stream. Because it might sound bad, but try to understand me. I didn't have to do a lot other than having a nice chat with you and reading a story, which I really like. And yeah, I don't know, I really enjoyed to do this. So it was very chill, and I like the stories. I always like to read. I was used to read sometimes in very, very low whisper, like inaudible, because I was trying to, when I was reading, or when I am reading in English, trying to get to say the words that I'm reading. So doing it with you and being able to chat too was really nice. And I hope I will also improve my English a bit. Listen to a certain part, to the thought a few times. Wait, your story you mean, right? I think I will not listening to me because I feel like I love to hear everybody else ASMR, but I feel like I will hate myself doing it. So I don't know. I'm gonna check it just because I have to hear if it's how I want it or if I want to change something. But I will try to not do it too much so that I don't give myself nausea. That was really mean against myself, but it's okay. So, thank you, Darko. Thank you. Oh, let me give you a little present too, because I know that it's appreciated. Spaghetti, 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 spaghetti. Spaghetti, 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 spaghetti. And also I know that a lot of people love to hear ASMR in other languages. I'm one of them. So here in my song, I used to read my story actually read by you. It's not something I can describe. Oh, I'm so glad to know this. I was scared that maybe you wouldn't enjoy it because I couldn't do it properly. So I'm very, very, very happy that it was nice for you. I really wanted to surprise you with that, but I was worried to be disappointing. Thank you. Yeah. So guys, I hope that my ASMR wasn't too bad. I know that it's really different from what I do usually, but I think I can be myself very good even if I'm whispering. So I hope you liked the content anyway, and I appreciate so much that you kept me company through this and you supported me in this stream. It really means a lot. I will see if doing more of those. I think I will because I had fun. And yeah, I will try to improve for the next times because I know that it was a bit but yeah, I'm gonna try. I can't wait to get my keyboard because I would really love to play video games in SMR. It's something that I always wanted to do. It's very relaxing for me. So yeah, I can't wait to get it because it will have amazing sounds. I think also this one might have good sounds, but it's too loud. If I don't press too hard. Wait, let me try. How is it? Is it good? The thing is that I'm pressing just softly. If I press it harder, it's really loud, this one. But yeah, I will soon get my new one. I was very guys, I feel like my voice is not really relaxing, but I really appreciate that you found it relaxing. So thank you very much for saying that. Yeah, right. It's a good one. So I really want to play video games, but what if I'm spamming them and they become really loud? So for that I'm gonna wait for the keyboard. Yeah, the other one will be much softer, and even if you can hear it pretty loud, the sound is like creamy, just creamy keyboards. Thank you. So guys, for today I will go right now. I would like to chat a tiny bit more, but I really have to pee. So instead of going away and coming back just to say bye, I will just bye-bye you right now. So once again, thank you so much for supporting me into this first ASMR experience. And thank you so much, Isabella, once again, to I'm so honored that you wrote a story dedicated to me. It really means so much. I was so excited to read it the first time, and I couldn't wait to read it on a stream. I always wanted to do it. I never told you, but I was planning to do it since a lot, and I'm very happy that yeah, I managed to read it finally. So thank you so much to all of you for supporting me and keeping me company. Thanks to you guys, thanks to you. I will be back on stream tomorrow on Twitch. And about YouTube, I don't know yet. I'm trying to do a schedule. YouTube will be a bit random for a bit of time, but I will let you know everything, okay, through Discord. So thank you so much again, everybody. Yeah, thank you very much. I wish you a beautiful